High above the frozen valleys of Iceland, local fishermen have whispered for centuries about a terrifying creature known as the Ice Hollow. They say the legend began during an endless winter when violent storms trapped entire villages beneath snow and thick layers of ice. Food disappeared, families became desperate, and many people wandered into the mountains hoping to find animals to hunt, but some never returned. Those who vanished were believed to have encountered the Ice Hollow, a creature that was once an ordinary traveler who refused to accept death after becoming lost in the frozen wilderness. Instead of fading away, his desperation transformed him into something far darker. His body became unnaturally tall with pale skin, like cracked glacier ice and long razor-sharp claws. His glowing white eyes could be seen through heavy snowfall long before anyone heard his footsteps. Travelers claimed the creature never attacked immediately. Instead, it silently followed people through the mountains, remaining just far enough away to stay hidden. Every time someone looked back, they caught only a glimpse of a massive shadow disappearing behind the falling snow. As fear slowly grew inside the victim, exhaustion followed. The colder they became, the closer the Ice Hollow moved until it stood only a few steps away, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Survivors described hearing a familiar voice calling their name from somewhere inside the blizzard, sounding exactly like a family member or close friend. Many almost walked toward the sound, believing someone was waiting to rescue them. Ancient maps found inside abandoned cabins warned travelers never to answer voices carried by the wind, because every reply brought the Ice Hollow closer. Some historians believe the legend was created to keep people from wandering outside during deadly snowstorms, while others insist far too many disappearances have happened in the same valleys to ignore the stories. Even today, experienced mountain guides refuse to remain there after sunset, because strange footprints are still discovered every winter, leading deep into the wilderness but never returning. Far beyond the crowded cities of South Korea, hidden among quiet mountain villages, another terrifying legend has survived for centuries. The creature is known as the Silent Bloom. Long ago, she was believed to be a gifted healer admired by everyone. But jealousy and betrayal led to her mysterious disappearance. Years later, travelers began reporting encounters with a young woman dressed in white, standing alone beside lonely forest paths. She greeted strangers with a gentle smile before asking a simple question, "Are you afraid of me?" Most people laughed, believing she was harmless. If someone answered yes, she silently disappeared into the darkness. But if someone answered no, she stepped closer without making a sound. Her smile remained unchanged, while tiny cracks spread across her face like broken porcelain. Soon black flowers pushed through her skin, covering her entire body, until the beautiful stranger became a horrifying figure, wrapped in twisting vines and dark petals. The flowers released a sweet scent that confused anyone who breathed it. Victims wandered deeper into the forest, believing they were following the road home when they were actually walking farther from civilization. Search teams often discovered abandoned backpacks and campfires, but never the missing travelers. Elderly villagers believed the Silent Bloom fed on loneliness, choosing people who explored the wilderness alone. Parents warned their children never to follow beautiful strangers into the forest, while hunters carried small bronze bells, believing the sound could break the creature's strange spell. Although scientists dismiss the legend as folklore, hikers still report seeing the same smiling woman standing silently between the trees, waiting for someone brave enough to answer her question. Deep within the untouched rainforests of Madagascar, local tribes speak about an ancient guardian known as the Vine Monarch. Unlike ordinary predators, this mysterious being is believed to have existed long before humans entered the island. Its body resembles dark tree bark covered with thick living vines, while glowing green eyes shine through the jungle. Even on the darkest nights, explorers often reported hearing slow footsteps behind them. Yet every time they turned around, nothing was there. As panic grew, the footsteps came closer until victims became separated from their companions, a According to legend, the vine monarch never chased anyone. Instead, it patiently waited until fear and exhaustion took over. Then living roots silently emerged from the ground, wrapping around ankles and wrists before pulling their victims beneath the forest floor, leaving no sign they had ever existed. Rescue teams sometimes found abandoned cameras, tents, and supplies perfectly untouched, while every member of an expedition had disappeared. Tribal elders believed the creature protected a forgotten temple hidden deep inside the rainforest, where an ancient civilization left behind dangerous knowledge meant to remain buried. They warned that every tree surrounding the ruins was connected to the vine monarch through invisible roots stretching for miles. Modern researchers dismiss these stories as myths, yet unexplained disappearances continue to be reported and experienced. Guides still refuse to enter the deepest parts of the jungle, believing the forest itself remembers everyone who dares to cross its hidden borders. Across the isolated mountain villages of Peru, people still tell stories about an ancient entity called the Ash Wanderer. Long before roads crossed the Andes, the highest peaks were believed to belong to powerful spirits, and none inspired more fear than this silent guardian. According to legend, it once protected sacred temples hidden above the clouds until generations of greed transformed it into something consumed by endless anger. Its body became covered in black volcanic ash, while glowing cracks spread across its skin like burning lava beneath cold stone. From a distance, it looked like an ordinary traveler wearing a dark cloak. But after sunset, everything changed. Witnesses claimed the air became completely silent. Birds stopped singing, and another set of footsteps began echoing behind them. No matter how fast they walked, the footsteps always remained the same distance away. Those who panicked soon discovered the mountain paths no longer led where they should. Familiar trails twisted into endless circles, leaving travelers hopelessly lost. Survivors spoke about mysterious lights appearing across the cliffs, looking exactly like rescue camps. Anyone who followed them was never seen again. Local guides believed the lights were only illusions created by the Ash Wanderer to lure people deeper into the mountains. Ancient stone carvings found near abandoned temples show enormous human-shaped figures surrounded by frightened travelers, leading many historians to wonder whether the legend was inspired by real events. Even today, experienced climbers refuse to cross the highest passes after sunset because they believe the Ash Wanderer still roams the Andes, waiting for anyone who ignores the oldest warning ever spoken in those mountains. Never trust a path that suddenly becomes too easy. Hidden beneath the endless deserts of Namibia lies the final legend, and perhaps the most terrifying of them all. The creature is known as the Sand Revenant, and nobody truly knows where it came from. Ancient nomadic tribes believed the desert itself created this entity to guard forgotten ruins buried beneath the dunes. For generations, explorers searched for these lost cities, hoping to uncover priceless treasures. Yet many expeditions vanished without leaving behind a single survivor. The few who returned claimed they heard voices rising from beneath the sand, whispering impossible secrets about the past, the present, and even the future. Every answer seemed completely true, but each new secret erased another memory from the listener. First they forgot old friends, then their childhood, and eventually even the reason they had entered the desert. Witnesses described enormous human-shaped figures forming inside violent sandstorms before disappearing without a trace. Others reported strange lights floating above ancient ruins, leading curious travelers farther into places no map had ever recorded. Local guides warned that these lights belonged to the Sand Revenant, searching for people willing to trade their memories for forbidden knowledge. Archaeologists have uncovered massive stone statues with their faces deliberately destroyed, as though an ancient civilization wanted the creature to be forgotten forever. Scientists explain many disappearances as the result of dehydration and powerful sandstorms, yet they cannot explain why abandoned camps are sometimes discovered with food equipment and supplies left untouched while every person has vanished. If even one part of this legend is true, then perhaps the greatest danger has never been the creature itself, but human curiosity. Every terrifying myth begins with someone who believed the warnings were only stories until they became part of the legend themselves. Which of these mysterious creatures do you believe could still exist somewhere in the world? Let everyone know in the comments and subscribe for more forgotten legends and terrifying mysteries.